in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about what it actually means to be your true self, because we hear it all the time. Everybody's like, be yourself. I have so many people coming to me in my comments, in my emails, on my content all over, on TikTok, on Instagram, now YouTube, saying that they want to be a spiritual content creator, they want to come online, but they just don't have the confidence, or they don't know how to be their true, authentic self. So I'm going to break it down, what it means to be your actual self, because lots of people are there to tell you, just be yourself, but just be yourself. But who is your real self, right? And that's what we're going to get into. So I have my new whiteboard. This is literally the style in which I'm going to be starting to teach a lot of my content, just because this is the vibe that I've been feeling. So you guys can let me know if you like it. So if we start with be yourself. I actually like to put a little separation between your and self, and there's purpose for this, right? Because when we're saying be yourself as one word together, there's no distinction between your and the self. It's kind of like they're combining it together. But when you separate it as in your self, the self is something separate to you, okay? And I'm going to explain why. Because your is speaking to the soul. The self is speaking to your body, right? This is your spiritual. This is your physical or material, same thing. Also, guys, just let me know in the comments. If this is too dark for you, then I can turn that blue light to white, like this. Alexa, turn the tall lamp to white. Okay. There we go. Actually, that looks much better, so I'm just going to leave it to that colour, maybe. But let me know in the comments if the blue was fine or the purple, and then I'll put that back, because I love that vibe, but we've got it in the background anyway. So, be yourself. Yours, when we talk about anything to do with your thing, yourself, your body, your hair, your is your soul, right? And I'm going to dive into what the soul is in another video, but for now, I just want you to know that your soul is the spiritual spark of life, okay? This is your energy force, the source of life. This spark, this soul, lives in yourself. It lives in your body, okay? Now, what happens is we think that our body is us. So our stored trauma gets stored where? It gets stored in our bodies, right? So all of this body is where, the body also consists of the brain, but not the mind. The mind is something that if you go into imagination, you can never see or touch or taste your imagination, can you? Because it exists in the mind. The mind is an imaginary place and is a very, very important place, but it's not actually part of the body. This is the fifth dimension. And we're going to get esoteric and really complex in this, but I like to keep my videos very simple so that you get the point of who your true self is in this video, and then I'm going to be diving into so much more. I'm going to try and do more daily content for you guys because there's just so much in my head that needs to come out, and I've been stalling and procrastinating on this, so I'm going to try not to do that and really start to just help you guys move beyond what you believe to be yourself and just getting lost in all this noise and actually recognizing the truth of who you are so you can start living up to your potential of who you came here to be, okay? So your is actually referring to your soul, okay? This is your authentic, true self. This is your higher self. Sorry about my bad handwriting, you guys. This is your higher self. Now, when people say, oh, just be yourself, in this world, they're talking about in your body, physically, in the material world, be your natural self. This means you have to be able to tap into your soul's voice, your soul essence, to be your true self, to be your real self. Anytime that you are not out in your soul's voice, you are in your body, which means ego. Ego is another name for your mind, right? Or the intellect, logic. Another word for logic is thinking, when you're in your thinking brain. When you are thinking, you are not in your authentic self, okay? Because you're using your brain power, you're using your physical body, and the body is just a vessel, it's just a tool to get us around, to let us live life. It's kind of like, I always think of a car, right? when you have, I can't draw, my God, let's try drawing a car. Don't laugh, you guys, at my drawing. Right, this is old school little car, okay? Now, I don't know what that is, but the car is your body, and you are sitting inside, right? And I'm just going to draw this as a little thing, because this is the soul. This is your soul driving the body, okay? So, now what we mistake is that we think we are not the soul, we think we are the body. So that's like us sitting in a car and going, I'm the car. We're like, no, we're not the car. We are just driving the car to where we want to go, right? We can decorate the car how we want to decorate it. We can get, all these nice designs and things put into it. We can make it smell nice. We can do all of this stuff. Same thing with us. But what makes us authentic, right? What makes that car unique, or what makes that car's destination unique, is where the driver's taking it and the way in which the driver is taking care of that car or not taking care of it, right? So the same thing. If you are looking from your soul's perspective and treating your body as such, you are in your authentic energy. And this is where the energy shift happens. You will see people, you'll see myself. I will always talk from my soul's authentic voice. There is no way in hell that I will be thinking ever. I've actually done a podcast episode on this on the Your Magic podcast. Link will be dropped in the description below, you guys. And I've done an episode where I say why I stopped thinking, right? Because thinking leads to overthinking, and it leads to a heavy dose of masculine energy. Masculine energy is the doer. Now, we need both. So again, I will do this in another video, don't get me wrong here. We need the masculine to do a certain aspect, right? Because the driver needs to actually take inspired action to drive the car to where it needs to go. So we all need that part of ourselves. But in order to be ourselves, for this purpose of this video, to be ourselves actually mean to be in our soul's essence. Now, our soul is the feminine energy. It is not the masculine, because it's not doing anything. The soul, the only job for the soul is to simply be and experience things, okay? That is its main purpose. So what does this look like for you practically? If you're trying to be yourself, if you go back to your childhood, when you were little, you would just be, because you were content playing, right? You'd play with your dolls, you'd play with, I don't know, for boys, like bow and arrow, and you'd just be playing. You would not be thinking, if I play like this, it will look stupid. If I play with this, people are going to ridicule me. That comes as the conditioning of society as we grow older into adulthood. But as a child, when you're first starting out, usually, even for most of us, if you're sitting there watching this going, but I have trauma, I have this, yeah, I have had it too. Like, we've all been through that. But before that conditioning starts, those layers, all we are doing is simply being, right? We're receiving the download of what feels like fun today, what do I want to do? And then we go be that thing, we go do that thing. Reading a book, immersing ourselves in whatever feels like joy, that's being, that's the feminine energy. When you do that and you follow what lights that soul part of you up, that is when you can fully step into your spiritual self, your higher self, and then you start to act. When you start to take your body through the actions that are inspired from that soul, from that divine connection, from that feminine energy, that's when your authentic self starts to come through. So for example, if I give you me, I will go for a walk in the morning now, right? Because I'm trying to shed a bit of excess weight after my pregnancy. So I'm going to go on like 10,000, 20,000 steps. And through doing that, because my soul is being lit up there, I feel excited. I'm getting inspiration. I'm like, I'm listening to all my podcast stuff. I do my meditations. I go by water. And then I'm like, a download will be received into my brain, right? From the universe, from source, whatever you want to call that thing. And that's where I'll go, okay, now I need to teach this. So today the download was be yourself. Something came up and it's just like, yeah, people say all the time, be yourself, but how to be yourself, you don't even know what that means. So for me, it's like, okay, that's a simple thing that I can come and break down here and teach you what it means to truly be yourself and how you can step into it. That was me being in my soul, going on a walk, right? Didn't have to think about it. It was just like, this is going to be fun for me. I love doing this. It's in my morning routine now. It brings me joy. So while I'm doing that, the inspiration, the feminine energy is going to be receiving what information I need to come here to start my body taking action. Now, me recording this is being in my masculine and using my body from my soul's voice. That's me being my authentic true self. Yeah. And there's more that I can go on this. Like, I will literally get my hair done sometimes I won't. Sometimes I'll do my face makeup, sometimes I won't. It just goes with my mood. But then there are some people who get so disconnected from their soul because they're so busy, like, I need to do my makeup, I need to do my face. And that's like the conditioning. That's what we want to get rid of.